I have a couple of questions about your directorial process. Question one is, how much leeway do you give actors to improv? And question two is, how has modern technology changed the way you direct? Because back in the day when you did A Scanner Darkly, there was a lot made about how you went about doing that.
Now, it's only like 6 years ago.
Yeah. Now there's a plugin to create that effect. How does that change how you approach a project and direct it and everything?
Yeah, well, that's just a technical detail. Like when you're with technology, I think it's all good. You know, technology's there as a tool to help us in whatever we're doing, I guess. I mean, it's a choice.
Do you consider yourself more of a technical director or a creative director?
No, I think every filmmaker starts off kind of a gearhead, which I did. You know, it was all about the equipment and the things and the things. But the more I do it, I was like, no, I'm just all about the characters and the story, and that's there to support you, and I like it, but I don't think I'm a technically oriented anymore. I mean, every movie, the one I did before this, me and Orson Welles, takes place in 1937, and people ask, oh, you should shoot that high def. You know, like, are you crazy? 1937, the texture, I'm like, no, I'm shooting that on film. You know, that never crossed my mind. So it's just a choice. You know, it's just, does it fit the story you're trying to tell?
So you're not going to be tapped for Spider-Man 2 or like Harry Potter, the prequel.
I could offer Harry Potter in there somewhere. So.
Yeah.
A lot of directors say that each of their films speaks to some aspect of their life, whether it's the part they're in at that moment or at some point in their past. So if that were the case, which chapter of your life is encompassed by Bernie?
This is my life in East Texas, where my mom still lives. It's a big part of my life. You know, when that map you see at the beginning of the movie, trying to explain the different parts of Texas. Yeah, well, that's my own rap. When I talk about Texas, people ask where I'm from. I say, oh, I'm from East Texas, and they think, oh, is that like prairies and, you know, John Wayne movies? Like, no, woods south. It might as well be Mississippi. You know, it's the South. So it's my life. It's like this film's like my mom and her friends. I knew people like Bernie, and I could really relate to Bernie. You know, I grew up just his whole life there in a way. You know, just that whole. I mean, I felt for him. I knew Bernie's, and I knew Miss Nugent's, and I knew all those townspeople in my own town. So.
And why won't the prison let you show Bernie this movie?
I don't know. That just came up. You know, we thought we had it arranged, and then I got the curt little, nice, but there won't be a screening, and I thought we were leading up to it. We sort of had an approval. I think it went to a state level, and they just said, no.
You gotta keep working on that.
Isn't that a little cruel?
It is cruel
and unusual.
But you notice all those prison shows, Lock Up and all, you notice how they're never from Texas? And Texas has the most notorious prison system in the world, practically, Western world, and they're pretty locked down. They don't want anyone snooping around.
In the prisons, all of a sudden, I don't want to be defending Texas, but in Texas's defense, he is there for murder, and if you show him a movie based on his life, isn't that kind of like weirdly rewarding?
Celebrating him?
Yeah, I think that's it. You don't want to like celebrate someone who's been.
But it also
criticizes
the Texas judicial system, though, because they point out that there's these people with far less prison sentences who've done far worse things.
Yeah. Well, the arbitrary nature of our prison system everywhere in our whole culture, but just the way it's different state to state, county to county. Like the difference between moving that trial 50 miles away was the difference in the whole thing. So it's a screwed up arbitrary process. But I don't know if that's any more pointed at Texas than our system in general. But
can you talk a bit about the issue of religion in this film, not just for Bernie but for the community as a whole?
I don't think it's an issue.
I think it's thematic.
It's so a part of life in a small town, in a town like this, that it's not if you attend church, it's which church do you attend.
Can you talk a little bit about what you're working on next?
Yeah. Oh, a bunch of scripts I'm trying to get made. You know, it's always about getting the money and the, you know.
And did you have to get permission because Bernie is still alive, or from the DA or anybody that? Not really.
We asked Danny, Buck, and Scrappy if we could use their real names, and we got permission on that. But as far as everybody else goes, you know, Miss Nugent's.
She's
dead, so you can't really defame her. Bernie, all of it's public record, so you kind of cease to be a private citizen. But Jack and I met with Bernie really to get some kind of okay from him. You know, we sort of wanted his blessing, I feel, to a large extent.
And he gave it?
Yeah, without any official thing going on, because we didn't legally have to. I think spiritually.
And what about the granddaughter that's on
I hate that word.
that testifies in court?
Who's that?
The grand.
Yeah. We changed her name.
Oh, you did. Okay.
But I mean, she is Miss Nugent's granddaughter who did sue her grandmother, and she's a real person. I do feel sorry for her and her father, Miss Nugent's only son, in that they weren't bad kin. You know, she had pushed them away so far. It looks bad that your mother's all these holidays and personal things could go on for 9 months and you not know it. But the truth is, she had pushed them so far away that, you know, you leave a message. The son had left messages over that 9 months. I don't blame him. He didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
I know it looks bad on paper, but it's her fault.
Can we get some pictures real quick?
Over here, please.